Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bring It On. Let's level up Ulfar. This shouldn't take too long, since I did go through the talents off camera and kind of map out what I plan on taking. Also, the current plan is to make him both ranged and melee focused, since we don't have a character in the party like that yet. Also, he'll be replacing Pascal as part of our main party. I do hate to do that because I really like Pascal, but since my main character's romancing Jai, it doesn't feel right to kick her out instead. But anyway, for Arch Militant, we get a talent and a characteristic. I'm going to grab Always Ready. The Arch Militant begins combat with 2 stacks of versatility. And Ballistic Skill. A new ability, Reckless Rush. The Arch Militant immediately gains movement points. If the Arch Militant has stacks of versatility, those stacks are doubled until the end of the turn. But the Arch Militant loses all stacks that were added at the end of the turn. Swift Movements grants +2 movement points. Athletics, I could grab Demolition for the talent that increases your area of effect attacks based off your Demolition skill instead. But we do already have that with Argenta, and I kind of want to plan around doing single target attacks with him. And a new talent, I'm going to go with Broad Expertise. When entering combat, the Arch Militant gains Weapon Skill and Ballistic Skill until the end of combat. And Weapon Skill. And where's it at? I want to grab the Bolt Weapon Expert. Bolt Weapon attacks gain plus 10% armor penetration. And Critical Versatility. The Arch Militant gains a plus 3% bonus to critical damage for every stack of versatility. This bonus is kept when the Arch Militant uses Cautious Approach or Confident Approach. And more Athletics. Weapon Skill. And the 4th upgrade for Steady Superiority, because it's hands down the best one. In fact, I think it's probably the best upgrade across all classes. The Arch Militant can use both the Heroic Act of the Arch Militant archetype and the Heroic Act of the Warrior or Soldier archetype in a single combat. And Athletics. And All Out. As long as the Arch Militant has stacks of versatility, Reckless Rush costs 0 action points. Weapon Skill. And now I start grabbing the characteristic trainings for Ballistic Skill, Weapon Skill, and Strength and Toughness if we have enough. We'll start with Ballistic Skill. And Wildfire. The Arch Militant's next attack will cost 0 AP, will not count toward the attack limit this turn. It will grant a stack of versatility even if the attack type is the same as the last attack. The cost of this ability is reduced by -1 for every 4 stacks of versatility. And Adaptability. By getting a stack of versatility increases critical hit chance by 10% until the end of the turn, and it stacks. Does that work with Always Ready? I'm guessing it does. So you start right out the gate with an increased crit chance. A Weapon Skill. Athletics. Arms Master. Killing an enemy with a melee attack makes all the Arch Militant's ranged attacks this turn cost -1 AP, and vice versa, does not stack. So I'm a little split here. I think Strength is the better investment. I do plan on taking that one Exemplar talent that increases your Strength by how many wounds you have. But since it's a percentage, I think Strength, it's going to give you more Strength, so I'm going to go with that. And more Strength. And Characteristic Training Weapon Skill. Upgrade 2. Until the end of combat, every attack grants a stacking +2 bonus to critical hit chance. And done with Arch Militant, on to Exemplar. We get an Exemplar talent and a first tier archetype talent. So here, I want to grab Heat Condition is a talent I was talking about earlier. So the character gains a bonus to their strength equal to 20% of their maximum wounds. And he has the most maximum wounds by... not by that much. But that's not the one I was after. I will grab Death Dealer as well, but not first. I think I'll start with Cataclysm. All damage dealt by the character is increased by 3% until the end of combat for every new enemy damaged by them this combat. And fired up, whenever the soldier deals damage, their critical damage is increased by 1% until the end of combat. And more athletics. Then Accustomed to Glory. Whenever the Arch-Militant or their ally uses a heroic act or desperate measure, the Arch-Militant gains +1 and plus 10% damage on all attacks until the end of combat. And Ballistic skill. And then characteristic training strength. Yeah. So I think Concentrated Fire is a fantastic talent. Or I guess ability. But again, I want to focus on single target attacks with him. Since we already have Argenta for AoE, I'm going to grab Dash. The soldier immediately dashes in the selected direction, spending all their movement points, does not provoke attacks of opportunity, allows the soldier to dash through allies and enemies, but not through obstacles. And athletics. So I'm interested in Disastrous Collision. I don't think it's a priority though, but he has the kick ability. There was another talent that I was looking at. I don't remember what it was. I do like Extermination as well. A lot of good options for him. I think I'm going to grab Death Dealer right now, though. So every round after the character kills the first enemy, the character immediately makes an additional single attack against the closest enemy they can target with the same weapon if possible. This attack deals 30% base damage with a 10% bonus for every difficulty tier of the first killed enemy. I.e., if the enemy was of difficulty tier 1, this attack deals 40% damage in total. It's a free extra attack. And then Flash Fire. The cost of Wildfire is reduced by -1 AP for every 3 stacks of versatility instead of 4. And that'll do for now. Alright, let's go confront the Commissar. Our once comrade in arms. I'm guessing was actually a Commissar before getting captured and brought to Kimura. But he failed in his duty. I think this way's a little faster. Also interested to see how he responds to me showing up with a Space Marine.
I always keep my options open.
Oh, that's right, we failed that check before. Yeah, I think I need to wait for
I always
Heinrichs
have a
for
backup
these.
plan. No!
My brothers and sisters, it is time for you to meet our greatest ally. Rogue Trader Donald von Valances himself is part of the Resistance. I ask you, how can we fail with someone so mighty fighting on our side? The Maleficent Xenos have already tried to kill him in the arena, yet their efforts were for naught. The Emperor protects. The Commissar gives his inspirational speech, while looking you right in the eye without a shred of shame. His words draw smiles of amazement and exultation from the people around him. You've never seen any of them before. Traitor, you condemned them to death. You lied to us, and now I have come to exact retribution. The Commissar's smile becomes unpleasant. Sister Argenta, what are these accusations I'm hearing? Could it be that the horrors of combat have rattled you so? Have you been blinded by the ensuing madness? He adds a well-measured dash of pointed suspicion to his voice. Or has our cunning enemy poisoned your mind with some wicked influence? I like the idea of jumping the gun to option 3, but I'm going to do option 2. A gesture at the Resistance fighters. Argenta, stop, or else those who don't know the whole truth might suffer. Argenta sighs grimly and gives the Commissar a look of intense loathing. I'll not risk the lives of those you have deceived, but make no mistake, this isn't over. Not at malice. Was it not our intention to kill him? The Viper is surprisingly hard to kill. He's chock full of life support augmetics. I figured a new pet would be a nice bonus to claiming victory and having the den back. Besides, new recruits need a target to practice their aim on, right? Yeah, I didn't see him right there. Malice looks horribly maimed. One of his arms has almost been ripped off and is now hanging on by sinew alone. His acidic voice, however, is the same as before, and so is the bloodthirsty gleam in his eyes. Just their aim. What about their close combat skills? Let me out. Make me suffer. Hit me against 3 of yours, 5 of yours, unarmed. Good entertainment for your people, is it not? That is the least he deserves. Oh yes, supplier of meat for the arena, locked up in a cage. What beautiful and uplifting symbolism. The image alone is enough to get some of our fighters off. You traitorous maggot. The Commissar makes a placating gesture and lowers his voice. Yes, yes, you got me. I'm a traitorous maggot. Just keep it down, will you? The Commissar lets out an abrasive laugh. Well, I can understand your frustration. For such a famed figure to have fallen for such a simple trap. Why, if word of this traveled as far as the tales of your former accomplishments, your good name would be ruined. Why do you send people to the arena? The Commissar shrugs. Just trying to be useful. The witch cult of the Fatal Thirst enjoys this little show I've put on. Killings don't amuse them all that much. They want something more flavorful. Those people think they're just a step away from salvation, and then they realize where they are. The combination of despair, pain of betrayal, horror, and broken hopes. It adds spice to their death agonies. To provide that spice to the witches, they give me equipment, food, and protection. I guess that means my work is appreciated. Tell me more about the arena. Arenas are the wellsprings of life in this heinous place. The Drukhari are forced to feed on psychic energy born of pain and fear, or else they wither and degrade. That's why they go to these gladiatorial arenas. They're like feasts where Drukhari stuff themselves with people's suffering. And witch cults are the rulers of these bloody carousels. The chasm is the turf of the cult of the Fatal Thirst, which is led by 3 succubi, Tazara, Traitorous, and Sinistoria. Traitorous is typically the one in charge of the arena fights, while Tazara goes on raids to harvest new fighters. But it's no secret that Sinistoria is the most fearsome and powerful of the 3. She's the one who forged the alliance between the cult and the Reaving Tempest, though for some reason, she's been avoiding the spotlight lately. How did you manage to work out a deal with the witches? I happened to find myself in the arena, and I did whatever I could to survive, which entertained the audience quite a bit. One of the witches, Tazara, took notice of me. She found me, and said I could serve them either with my brains and charisma, or with my blood and guts. Except Tazara seems to have forgotten all about me. Would Malice have dared to make a move if she hadn't? She must have grown bored. Sooner or later, they become bored of everything. I'm trying my best to win back her favor. Already have a few new ideas for new little stage plays. Tazara is dead. I killed her. Darn it. I miss her patronage. The same can't be said of her high-handed manner and her habit of using sharp objects to bring fun to any conversation. Well, I'll just have to win over a new patroness. The Commissar smiles nonchalantly. Are you even a real Commissar? He laughs, looking pleased. Of course not. I can tell you from experience that they beat all the brains and imagination out of Commissars during training. I was a nobody from a penal legion of the Astra Militarum. But I did beat a Commissar to death with a spade and take his uniform. Does that make me something of a Commissar in your eyes? He chuckles in amusement. What did Malice do to cross you? I want the truth. He robbed me of what was mine. When that scaled freak realized I'd been left without a patron, he brought his gang to my den, this den, and took it away, and my arena portal with it. Then he went on grazing on my pastures, and snatching new arrivals who were supposed to be mine. What do you intend to do now? I'll keep supplying meat for the arena. Without Malice around, all human captives will be mine to collect, and I have plenty of material to delight our gracious host with. I believe you have a problem. I survived. Is that a problem? You're not going to, I don't know, kill me, are you? That would be most unwise. Malice used to be the one who could get you things to survive, but now I've taken over. If you kill me, we'll supply you with good weapons, stimulants, and armor. But we have a patron with our homunculus benefactor now. How about a deal? You take part in my show, and I give you access to the stores of the Resistance. You just keep your mouth shut and your finger off the trigger. Hear me, people. This liar serves the Xenos. You have been deceived. To arms. The Commissar smirks. Oh, you really shouldn't have. I can shout things too, you see. I wonder who they'll listen to. My brothers and sisters in arms, we've been betrayed. To battle. Let us spill the blood of he who obeys the unhallowed whims of Xenos. For the Emperor.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
It looks like we didn't get any allies. That's fine.
I challenge you, damn git.
I will do my duty.
Am I getting paid for this? I can do that, with the right incentive. Tell me, and it is done.
As the Emperor commands.
I know what I'm doing, usually.
Faith without deeds. I'll do it.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
I must not touch me.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I took care of this one.
High momentum.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
Let's make it quick. Stay vigilant.
Really brave guys here, charging down a space
Face
marine like
worse
that.
than this.
Weather the storm.
Kudos to them.
Now I'm really riled up.
Let's organize this a bit. Oh, that's not charge. It's called go for the throat. That makes sense. He's not a warrior, so he shouldn't have charge anyway. Now, the Space Marine immediately moves next to the target, and during attacks of opportunity, it performs a single melee attack with a percent critical damage. If there are enemies between the Space Marine and the target, the Space Marine charges through them, forcing the enemies to pass a toughness resistance test with a penalty, fall prone for 1 round if possible. Okay.
None can. My hand is thunder! My strike! Feel the icy bite of death!
I didn't charge to the enemy to knock him down, though. Huh.
Follow my lead. Death to the heretic!
They didn't snowball as much as I would have liked, but I'm still getting accustomed to all of his talents and everything. We'll get it figured out.
I'll make it happen. On it.
Not super keen on that.
Emperor protect me.
Those poor guys. They're scratching Ulfar's paint, and he is upset.
Don't get too cocky.
Rejoice in battle! Cleanse and purify!
Die in disgrace!
I get a second attack there. Odd.
Wolves! I will carve runes out of your bones! Ah!
I feel like his movement should be like 5 times what it actually is.
Cubs play! I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither. Well, shoot.
Am I getting paid for this?
Oh, he's still behind cover right there.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Onward!
Oh, there's another guy still.
You
Okay,
should have
well,
thought twice before crossing me.
Reduced to dust!
that's fine. Want to give the killing blow to my Commissar. Oh, did he heal up? Enough to kill him, unfortunately. Alright, well, we're gonna do that
I
then.
took care of this one.
Not worth dancing around. Have on a wizard hat? No, it doesn't have a point. So who's in charge now? The rogue traitor is, you idiot. Kneel, all of you. Hail his lordship von Valancius. All right. The combat shotgun. Astartes chainsword. Oh, that's a little upgrade for. Far, I think. So skin patch removes 1 trauma. So sharpshooter boots. Whenever the wearer performs a single shot range attack from any cover, this attack gains % armor penetration. Sword dancer cloak. Each time the wearer dodges a melee attack, they gain % critical hit chance until the end of their next turn, and it stacks. Serrated glimmer steel blade. A successful attack with this weapon increases the bleeding effect it inflicts by +3. Headhunter like carapace. The base armor property. Get your awareness bonus to dodge percentage. A ranger armor. Plus 50% dodge against non-Odari enemies. The Astartes chainsword. This chainsword grants plus 10% critical hit chance. All chain weapons have plus 50% critical damage. Neat. That's a pretty good haul. Before I forget, let's give him his new weapon. It is a straight upgrade. Though the AP is pretty good. I prefer the chainsword. Also, we probably have other equipment we can give him. As for the other stuff we just got... he doesn't have a cloak on yet. Oh, we can't give him any. Oh, let's equip that. He has a... he's using 2 bolters, so no reason not to. Bleeding effect is also pretty useful. I don't think he needs that, but we'll equip it till we find something better. Yeah, that'll do for now. Let's give him crack grenades instead, just to mix it up a smidge. And then his arsenal, what do we get? Bolter, we've seen those before. An elite chainsword. Commissar flak breastplate. So, plus intelligence bonus to weapon skill and ballistic skill, and 10% dodge if the wearer's intelligence is more than 65. Well, that's not very Commissar-like. Battle plan. When the wearer uses press the advantage, they and their allies increase their resolve by +2 for 2 rounds. Press the advantage. I forget which class has that. Luck Thickener. Each time the wearer uses a minor psychic power, all allies affected by this power gain +1 stack of the Thick Luck effect. The Thick Luck allows those affected to reroll of a failed save, dodge, or parry test, and is then removed. Seal of the Purifier. Every time when more than 2 targets are damaged by the wielder's area attack, the wielder gains resolve momentum. Warp Reflex Ring. After triggering a psychic phenomenon, the wearer immediately restores wounds and gains psi rating MP. After triggering Perils of the Warp, the wearer immediately gains +1 AP. And Honor Insignia. Only one of the wearer's combat tactics areas active in combat. The wearer gains +20 intelligence and fellowship. I like using at least 2 of them, though. If it said 2 instead of 3, I'd equip that on Jai. Press the attack, or advantage. I think that's the Master Tactician. I think this is worth giving to her. What does she have equipped? I don't know. That's tough. I do like Resolve and Momentum, but I don't think we have trouble generating it at this point, so I'm not going to bother. This would be good on Pascal. I don't remember what boots he typically has equipped. These are all pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to replace any of my current equipment. The Resistance fighters are looking at you with a mixture of fear and deep respect. They do not have the guts to break the silence and speak to you. I guess we'll start with this. We could give him a chance to repent. I'm gonna go with this. Can I talk to him and then execute him? So speak to Malice. You should have grown greater hospitality when I first came. It doesn't matter, he's a Xenos, right? Yeah, option 5. So execute Malice and the Commissar. For the glory of his deeds, for the good of humanity, in the name of the God Emperor, I sentence you both to death. Carry out their sentence immediately. Let the Emperor's justice be served. You contemptible heretic and you unholy Xenos. Your sentence is death. Jeez Louise. I feel like Malice would have put up a fight here. The Commissar seemed a little cowardly, though he's a pretty tough nut to crack. But maybe not. Alright, so Malice's hide. This lists tough, scaly hide that is hard to pierce with any weapon. The Commissar's head. The head of the cunning Commissar contained many insidious plans. Radiant chest plate, which is what we currently have equipped, and a hotshot lasgun. Cool. So we take those to the homunculus. Fontius. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we'll do some more den stuff, and possibly return to the homunculus for turn in those other things. Maybe we can get Heinrichs in exchange for those. Then we'd have a full party again. And I guess we'll also try talking to our companions here. And we'll go from there. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.